Hey guys, welcome back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2. And today we are kicking off the new reviews with this review. So this episode was... You're gonna have to forgive me, I kind of have forgotten what the episode was called. But yeah, this episode saw the aftermath of what happened with the release of Terrigen Mist. Skye does indeed have powers, as does Raina. We also have Skye's father on the run, and we have a team really dealing with the aftermath of Trip's death. And there is a little bit of conflict within the team. Meanwhile, we have the Hydra agents. We have the members of Hydra restructuring their ranks. We do get a mention of Baron von Strucker in this episode, which is really twice that we've heard about this, and it's sort of implied that Baron von Strucker has been kidnapped or has gone missing. So whether that's related to S.H.I.E.L.D. or whether Baron von Strucker has intentionally gone underground, and how this relates to Age of Ultron should be very, very interesting. So let's start out with Skye. So yeah, with Skye. I was a bit disappointed, honestly, with this episode. The episode really does not tap into what happened last episode. Skye's powers isn't really seen. It's still being hidden. Obviously, Fitz does find out that Skye is an Inhuman. And that Skye does have powers. And Skye also is beginning to learn that she also has powers. But I thought in this episode, all of the team members were going to find out that Skye has powers. And they don't. Which is such a shame, in my opinion, because, we have been waiting for Skye to develop something, for like half a season, plus all of season 1. So we've been waiting for a full season and a half for this story about Skye, and I don't think we've really got that. Raina is very confusing. I don't know who that character's supposed to be. But, I found Raina more interesting than what Skye had developed. More interesting because Raina actually has transformed into something else. Like, she sort of developed into this thorny, esque Inhuman. And obviously, for those of you guys who don't read the comic books, Inhumans tend to aren't necessarily human. they tend to develop certain traits, sort of like they can develop, in Raina's case, thorns on their body, or in the case of another character that we saw last season, last episode, who has no eyes, and we do sort of see that not all of the Inhumans are blessed with what Skye has, and that is to look human. And I think that's going to be very, very interesting, because if not everyone is human, how do people react to that? And are we going to see a sort of X-Men-esque story about this? Because bringing in that X-Men quality could be really interesting. X-Men-esque quality could be really interesting to bring to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because we're never ever going to have characters like Cyclops and Magneto and Charles Xavier. We're never going to have those X-Men characters. So the fact that Marvel is trying to bring that in the form of Inhumans is really interesting. And we're already seeing a bit of a network of the Inhumans characters. For instance, in the teaser part of the episode, we do get to see Skye's mother dealing with Inhumans and dealing with the fact that these people exist. And I really, really like the idea that we are forming together this colony. So when we see the Inhumans movie in now I think 2019 or 2020, we're going to see a really interesting formation of not just a colony, but an entire race of people. And I'm really, really fascinated with that kind of concept. I'm also interested about this Hydra dynamic. Again, we do get a mention of Baron von Strucker, so it'll be interesting to see, A, if we see him in the film and in the show, and it'll be interesting to see why he's gone missing and how Captain America Winter Soldier fits into all of this. And we also get the mention of the Baroness. Now, this could mean one of two things. The Baroness could mean Red Skull's daughter, or it could possibly mean, I can't remember who the character's called on the top of my head. Viper, that's her name. It could also mean Viper might be the Baroness. And that will be very interesting as well. Because if we get to see Viper or Red Skull's daughter as part of this Hydra triad group, it will be really, really interesting. Ultimately, we do see the downfall of this group, but we know there are more groups out there, and the agents and S.H.I.E.L.D. is definitely now moving back into its control. So yeah, interesting episode. I was just a bit disappointed because I wanted to see a lot more and we didn't really get to see that. So that's the end of my review for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Do stay tuned for more, and I shall see you all later for another Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. review. Bye.